A lot of snow still. Sky's as crisp a blue as it can possibly be. And Rock Creek spreads out into a big pond. Well, here we are for the second installment of our little talk on understanding human happiness, first of all, and then figuring out how to create it. To understand anything, you must define it first. So if we want to understand happiness or love or internal fulfillment or mental and emotional development, we have to define what we're talking about in detail and clearly enough that we can actually learn it, master it, and become it over time. So human happiness has been just about as difficult as love to define, and so nobody really has. We've pretty much given up on defining it and just accept that happiness is a totally subjective thing that each person has to work out for him or herself. I've been studying happiness all my life, and I've wanted to understand those aspects of happiness that are universal, that apply to everyone, as well as those aspects that are subjective and just apply to me or to you. So, to begin, we can define happiness, at least I will throw this out as a working definition and you can see what you think. I think happiness can be defined as a basic, constant, and internal fulfillment and satisfaction with being alive. I wouldn't define happiness as a superficial feeling of giddiness, excitement, or stimulation. I wouldn't really define happiness in terms of my feelings. I would define happiness in terms of the degree of fulfillment of my internal potentials and needs that I've managed to acquire. The degree to which I've connected to the experience of being alive, responded to it, and been able to learn how to nurture myself and other people in a way that over time I really know and understand and have integrated the ability to express love, pursue truth, experience beauty, and develop wisdom. When, it seems to me, a person has mastered the ability to express love, not just have a sentimental feeling, to pursue the truth with a desire to understand, the ability to perceive beauty, value it, experience it, and respond to it, and has developed wisdom over time. Wisdom being the ability to see the predictable patterns in human life and seeing over time precisely what's life-affirming and what's self-destructive. And being able to choose what's life-affirming. That would be wisdom. When a person has mastered those four activities, they're going to be happy even if bad things happen to them and sometimes they don't feel good. So step one in understanding happiness is to realize it's going to take some work. You'll need to observe yourself in life. You'll need to think about the issue. You can take what I'm saying as a hypothesis, something that you can take in, consider, maybe throw out, maybe modify, or maybe you'll agree with me. Whatever, it'll give you a baseline to start thinking about happiness in terms of who you are as opposed to how you feel. So your character will determine your degree of happiness. Character in terms of integrity, the ability to care wholeheartedly, the ability to engage life fearlessly and respond innocently. These are all part of this complex experience that we call human happiness. So, this is the first installment, and we've got some basic beginning definitions of happiness. And as we go along on our hike today, we'll talk more about what happiness is in some detail. Okay.